Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about we connected on many levels. Well, sometimes we meet somebody in life that we feel such a strong connection with, and it could be right off the get-go. We just feel this intense chemistry or a spark or this feeling inside of us of, wow, I really like this person. There's something there. I just feel stronger about them than most other people. And when we have that, it really almost becomes like an instant addiction for us. Like we're instantly like kind of hooked on this person. Like, wow, I mean, they are so great. I'm having such a good time around them. They're easy to talk to. I don't feel any kind of resistance it just feels good. It feels right. And when we meet those kind of people, we really value them because we don't often meet people that we instantly connect with, right? So when it happens, it really just kind of takes over us and we just get kind of hooked on who we're hoping they're going to be, or, you know, the fantasies and ideas of who this person is. Now, of course, those things do work out. And that's why a lot of people do get married and stay married and have great relationships. But there are also times where it doesn't work out for various different kinds of reasons. And today I've got an email coaching that I think really gets into a situation where there was a strong connection, but it didn't last. It didn't work out, but why, okay? So this is from somebody who says they've been watching our videos for a couple years now, and they learned a lot from the knowledge. So I don't ever really talk about the contents of the knowledge, but basically it's a workbook series. 1 through 10 covers either 94 or 97 videos, and it's got many exclusive videos in the second series, 5 through 10. And what you do is you really watch these videos to not only give you insight, but then to reflect upon yourself and think about mistakes you've made in your past relationships, what you can do better, and the skills that you should consider for future relationships, all right? With that being your ex or with somebody new. Because honestly, so many of us have attachment issues that we're completely unaware of until oftentimes we're in the breakup. So that's why I developed the workbooks, right? Because people kept saying, do the work, do the work. And so I created workbooks. And as you can see by many of the people doing them, and they leave a lot of comments, it will change your life if you consistently do them. Because the amount of insight is going to completely change how you are in your relationships. You're going to help learn better emotional self-control, and you're going to learn how people operate in relationships, and that likely the people that you are dating have different needs from you, and you have to understand those things in order to be a good partner and also to communicate with them in a way that's more effective. Okay, so I'm very proud of the workbooks, and then later on we developed the creative healing course, which is absolutely massive, and I'm extremely proud of the work that's there. And you can see in the video on the website what's inside of it, because it truly is meant to change your life. So thank you. I love when I get comments from you guys telling me how the workbooks in the course have helped you, because that's what we are all about. Not only trying to give you a chance to reattract your ex, but to have a great relationship with them. And if they don't want to do it again, you're ready for the next person and you'll blow them away, right? So he's gone on to say that since then, that initial breakup that he had, he's gone on a lot of first and second dates through dating apps, but nothing ever came close to a relationship. A few months ago, I went out dancing to a friend's birthday party, and I met Elsa. Obviously, I changed her name. Okay? We made eye contact, and she initiated by saying that we should hang out. Look at that. That's that instant attraction and spark and connection right from the get-go. And we exchanged phone numbers. She mentioned what she did for a career, and I also do the same thing. I was surprised that she knew about my company because her company was just as unique. We went on a date, and we connected on so many levels. Isn't it amazing when you feel that connection with somebody right away? But you always want to take your time to make sure they're going to be a long-term fit and not just get hooked on the excitement of the beginning, right? We ended with a kiss. I texted her a lot, but it seemed she reciprocated. Okay, so with dating, you really don't want to spend too much time on the phone. You want to use the phone to set dates and see them in person. A lot of times, too much texting will actually kill attraction. Spend your time in person. I know you get excited for the texting, but you're not going to have the high payoffs if you do. You're going to slowly turn that person off. I'm telling you, it's just the way it goes. So texting, set up dates, here and there, occasionally sporadic things if you have to, but you really want to set that for in person to have a great time with them, right? We went on another date. She revealed that she ended a 5-year relationship just 2 months before we met. Okay, so that's huge. I mean, for all we know, she could have been watching the channel trying to figure out what to do with her other ex. That's a long relationship, and she certainly can't be over it or have grieved it or ready to move on so quickly after just a couple of months. And there's more to it. I'm going to get to it. I remember doing this email coaching. I did it a while back, but I saved it and put it aside for you guys. She wanted to have kids, and her ex didn't. Okay. This is huge. She ended a 5-year relationship with a guy a few months prior to them meeting, but she wanted to have kids with this guy. Okay, so I'm instantly wondering, did she only end this relationship because he wasn't going to give her what she wanted and she felt like it was a deal breaker and had to move on? Sounds to me that's what's going on here, or at least a big part of it. That she did it out of because of this deal breaker, not because she didn't love the guy or didn't want to be with him. So that's a big, big difference, right? If she still loved him and was hoping he would change his mind, then of course that's the guy she wants to be with. Either way, she's still not ready to date somebody new, right? I mean, I think she's still frustrated and upset that this guy that she loved, at least that's what I suspect, didn't want to have kids with her for whatever reason. The texting slowed down and she needed more time to process that breakup. I agreed and didn't reach out for a while. Okay, so yeah, she was being honest, or you guys came to some kind of conclusion here, which I think was fair and I think it was accurate. She just isn't ready. Who would be? If you want to have kids with somebody and you see your life with them and they don't want to give it to you, it's painful to have to walk away. You're not doing it because you want to. You're doing it because you're like, well, I'm just going to stay stuck. After a couple of weeks, I thought of inviting her to casual group gatherings. She came to one, and we escaped to establish that we like each other and wanted to move forward. She didn't realize how special our first date was until she went on a mediocre one. Well, to be honest, I don't think she should be dating if she's still really hung up on this guy. She's got to really process and heal that. She's got to come to terms with that. That, it's not what she wanted, but she also has to let it go because she can't force him, this other ex, to have kids with her. So I think it's kind of immature of her to be dating other people because she's going to hurt them. We hung out a lot that week, met a lot of my friends. Then suddenly she changed her mind and said she didn't want to continue seeing me. Well, I think it was too overwhelming, right? You hung out a lot that week. This girl had just told you she just got out of a long relationship, wanted to have kids with this guy, but he didn't want to. She's not over it, and you're overwhelming somebody by telling them to meet all of your friends and, going out too often. She's going to jump into thinking, I'm looking for more casual, and he's really, really pushing forward for this quick. Okay. The texting was overwhelming and intrusive, but that, even if things had gone perfectly, she would have landed in the same decision to be alone. She assured me that she's not eager to date. She wants to figure out what she wants. She talked about how she might be willing to forego kids, or that her ex might go for having kids. All right, so here we have it. This is huge. I mean, look at this. Not only is she not sure about if she's willing to budge, but this ex, he's not sure if he's willing to budge. So there's no resolution from either of them. And honestly, both of them, I think, would have to be pretty resolved here to move forward. But the fact is that she's not even sure, because if she's willing to forego kids, why wouldn't she go back to this guy she was with for 5 years? It sounds like she still loves him, right? So she's not even sure. But then on top of that, she's thinking, well, maybe he's going to change his mind. So I can't get serious with anybody else because I may change my mind. He may change his mind. I don't want to get too close to anybody else. She wants to give a year before making decisions regarding her ex, and that she has no romantic interest in me. Oh, okay. So now we got a couple things here. One, she says a year before making a decision regarding her ex. That's a long time. That's obviously what she's thinking right now. It could easily change in the future. But it goes to show you she's not considering really moving forward anytime soon. Now, her saying she has no romantic interest, I think she had that connection with you and the attraction. I think it's just that you were coming on so strong, it was overwhelming her, and she's thinking, I gotta, kind of keep him at arm's length because he's gonna push and I have no resolution with this other guy. We ended positively by sharing how we hold each other in high regard and enjoyed our time together. I know that my next step is no contact. I told her that I'm going to disconnect from her on social media because I need time to heal, and that it would be hard for me to have access to her photos. I do think that comes across as a little insecure in the sense that you guys have only gone out a few times and you're acting kind of like you're emotionally devastated. And so that would probably make her a little bit concerned to move forward with you, right? Because she's already really invested in the ex. She doesn't know what she's doing there. And to date you means, oh, I got to jump in all in with this guy because he's kind of all in with me. She could feel it. Sometimes even if you don't say it, people can feel it. My only worry is that I'm still going to be hung up on her because this was the closest I've been to love in years. And I've never met anyone I connected with on so many levels. All right, at this point, you've only gone on several dates, let's say 5 or less. And for you to say that you're feeling that strongly about somebody you don't really know, that should be a little bit of a red flag for yourself. Like, what's going on with you that you've put this woman on such a high pedestal that you're thinking about love and deep emotional connections when you really don't know her, and you know that she's still really hung up on this ex. If you don't realize that, but maybe you're kind of in denial about where she's really at with this guy, because to me, I think she's still in love with this guy. And she's certainly not over him, even if she's not in love with him. But I do think if the ex said, I want to have kids, she'd go right back to him. Okay. A part of me is probably seeing with a rose-colored lens. And that happens when you're meeting somebody new and dating somebody new. I feel lost and helpless because it's been hard to be attracted and attract someone who I connect with so well. Okay, well, I think a lot of people struggle with that. It's normal to feel certain strong connections with people and really value them. But again, it takes a long time to really get to know if somebody's going to be a good partner for you. So you might be using this strong attraction in the beginning as some kind of measure for long-term success with the person. When I'm saying it's okay to look at that, but maybe not ignore the people that you're less of a connection with, but they might be a better partner for you as you get to know them. We talked about road trips during our breaks, meeting up and and eventually moving to the other coast to be closer to family. Well, you're going to overwhelm each other talking about those things on, let's say, the first 5 dates or so. We knew we were getting ahead of ourselves, but it was still fun to fantasize about. Yeah, but it can scare people too. My heart beats out of my chest constantly from anxiety. I just restarted antidepressants to help mitigate feelings. I'm meditating, praying, and listening to your podcasts. What are the chances that she'll come back? Okay, well, this is obviously a very unique situation in the sense that I think she broke up with her ex not because she wanted to, but because she felt like he was never going to meet her needs of having children. And that could be a real deal breaker for many people. But the problem is, he might change his mind and she might change her mind. So we've got two people that might change their mind. And so until that gets some real resolution, I don't think she's going to be good for anybody. She's got to figure out what she's going to do with him. And even if she decides that he's not the right guy for her, she's got to really come to terms with it, grieve it, process it, heal from it, learn from it, and get to a better place where she can say, you know, now that I'm looking at things, you know, there were other issues. It wasn't just about the kids, but I am okay with it because I'm certain I want kids and I know I need somebody who will give me kids. So because all of that has to happen, you know, there are too many tangibles that are way up in the air. If she decides she definitely wants kids and she's certain that the other guy doesn't want to have kids, she's going to be a lot more likely to move forward and look for somebody to have something meaningful with. But that's got to happen first. You know, I do think she was attracted to you. I do think she felt a connection with you. And I wouldn't be surprised if you hear from her again in the future. But you got to take it really slow and you got to have an idea of where she's coming from in that situation. Because, I mean, let's face it, what happens if he starts to get attached to her and this ex comes back 6 months later? You know, they have a 5-year relationship. She probably wanted to marry this guy, you know? So she could easily say, I don't know what I want with you, and go running back to the other guy. So that's what I'm saying with, like, even though you may find a really strong connection with somebody and you connect on so many deep levels, there could be some things going on that can keep you from being together. And until you really know those things and explore those things, you really want to take your time and be careful. And that's a lot of what the workbooks in the Creative Healing course will help you do, because they're going to get you to think about so many questions that you haven't even thought of before. I mean, the workbooks are practically 600 pages, and the Creative course, I don't even know how many activities and things there are that are all about process and healing, and they also include the workbooks right now for free. I'm not sure if that promotion is going to stay on, but as of now, it's on there. So my point is, take it slow. There's a lot of good that happened with the connection here and a lot of attraction, but you want to make sure she's ready and able to give you something meaningful, because it's clear that that's what you're looking for with her. Okay? So hopefully this one's been helpful to you. Of course, if you want to get my help personally, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.